Hey everyone, I want to say I screwed up saying top. This list would be top 10 video games of 2019. Already did it. Apologies. This will be top 10 favorite fighting games of the 2010s. Next will be top 10 RPGs of 2010s. Then top 10 movies of 2010s. And last will be top 10 video games of the 2010s. So every genre combined. So honorable mentions, fighting game wise. Released in 2011, the Mortal Kombat reboot. Next up, honorable mention, released in 2010, Super Street Fighter 4. Next, released in 2016, Street Fighter 5 or Street Fighter V. Released in 2013, Injustice: Gods Among Us. Released in 2012, Tekken Tag 2. Next up, released in 2012, Dead or Alive 5. Released in 2018, Dragon Ball FighterZ. Released in 2017, Injustice 2. Last honorable mention, released in 2016, King of Fighters 14. Now, coming in at number 10 is actually a tie. Surprise, surprise. First of the two tied at number 10 was released this year, 2019. Tied at number 10 is Mortal Kombat 11. And tied with it is somewhat controversial game. Some people would say tied at for the number 10 spot of favorite games of this fine games of the decade. Well, tied with it, released in 2012 on, of course, past gen, on the 360 and the PS3, though also released on the Vita. And tied at number 10 spot is Street Fighter Cross Tekken. Yes, you're seeing actually somebody who happens to be a pretty decent sized fan of Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I like the game a lot more than other people. I think the gem system is kind of stupid, to be fair, but I still enjoyed the game, and I think actually it's a lot of fun on the Vita, in all honesty. I think the Vita version is the best on console. I think it's not bad on the 360 and the PS3, to be fair, and it's a fun game to play with an arcade stick, and I have an arcade stick for both. So I say, hey, and as I said, it's a great game on mobile in my opinion. Coming in at number 9, released in 2015 in Japan, released in 2016, I think, in the US, or 2017, I forget. And coming in at number 9 spot for the decade is Tekken 7. Comes in at number 9. I love Tekken 7 quite a bit, and I gotta admit, of special characters, I loved Akuma being in the actual story mode, and the story mode was a lot of fun. Playing with Akuma is pretty fun in the game, though I gotta say, I didn't expect to have a lot of fun with, who is it, Geese, Howard. And I love Geese in the game. I actually think I ended up playing Geese as much as Akuma, if not maybe a little more than Akuma. Geese is a lot of fun, and honestly, in Tekken 7. But my word, Noctis is a lot of fun. He just didn't seem right in the game. Fits out of place, but he's a lot of fun. And I ended up having a lot more fun of other characters in the game. Gameplay-wise, I had probably the most fun I've had in a long time with King in this game. King ended up becoming my main, in all honesty. I didn't see that, but online and stuff, yeah, King's a lot of fun. Next up at number 8 spot, released originally in 2012, and I'm strictly doing this version since this was the first version I played of the game, though it's even gained an even more updated version next year. On, at least to my knowledge, I think it's coming out on the Switch and the PS4 both. I'll be probably getting the most up-to-date version on actually both. But I originally got this on PS3, so originally released in 2012. It is probably my favorite anime fighter. Definitely from this console, or rather in the past decade. Easily my favorite, or more or less traditional anime style fighter. Coming at number 8 spot is Under Night in Birth at the number 8 spot. Honestly, it's a lot of fun. I've enjoyed the game a lot more than most other anime fighters. In the end, I would say Dragon Ball FighterZ is my second favorite anime fighter, but my number one is Under Night in Birth. I'm sorry, but that's just what I have to choose. I haven't really played much Blaze Blue, to be fair. I recently picked up Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battles, so we'll see where that game ends up ranking once I start really playing it and giving it a shot. I've tried playing a little bit of a past Blaze Blue game. I haven't really gotten into the games. There's just some I ended up attaching and stuff so far. Like, the characters in Under Night in Birth, I've just enjoyed a lot more. Coming at number 7 spot is a game as of late you've been seeing a lot of gameplay of. And the more I play it, the more I like it. But right now, it's my number 7 favorite fighting game of the decade. So it's not bad. It's at number 7. It might end up jumping up to like number 6 or 5. Hard to say. But for now, at number 7 spot, released in 2018, Soul Calibur 6. This game has been my favorite Soul Calibur game I've played since Soul Calibur 3. I've not had this much fun with Soul Calibur 4 or 5. Definitely way more fun than 5, but I've enjoyed it more than 4 in all honesty. And I liked Soul Calibur 4, but Soul Calibur 6 has just been a lot of fun. Coming in number 6 place is the defending version of Street Fighter 4. Coming in number 6 place, Ultra Street Fighter 4. Originally released in 2012 on past gen. And of course, I also got on PS4 as well. Unfortunately, only digital, but still, Ultra Street Fighter 4 comes in at the number 6 spot. That game is a lot of fun. In all honesty, it's the best version, though I still really love Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition, to be fair, equally as much as Ultra 4, but whatever. Still, the game is a lot of fun, and I still recently I've started replaying the game, and started uploading occasionally some gameplay throughs of the game. Recently did Dan Hibiki, and I think Evil Ryu. I'm planning on near future doing a playthrough of Akuma for the Villains theme month in January. Probably also may do a playthrough with Oni Akuma, not sure yet. We'll see. Coming in at number 5 is one of 2 ties on this list. Tie is between my tie for being my favorite fighting game of 2019 gets number 5 spot. Both games didn't think I'd enjoy as much as I have. First up of the 2 tied is easily my favorite SNK game of the decade. Tied at number 5 spot is Samurai Showdown, which has been a blast to play this year. I will say I've had a lot of fun with Samurai Showdown. Tied with it is a game I did not expect to love as much as I have. I've ended up liking a lot because it plays like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in many respects. Tied at number 5 with Samurai Showdown is Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. Tied for 5th place for the decade. Surprise. I'm certainly kind of surprised myself that I've enjoyed Battle for the Grid as much as I have, but it's a lot of fun. And man, I've had a lot of fun specifically playing with characters such as, the more I've played with, the more I've enjoyed Zed. I've really enjoyed, though, specific characters like Lord Draken has been a lot of fun. Goldar's been a lot of fun. I've also enjoyed quite a bit Shadow Ranger as well. Coming in at number 4 spot, released in 2017, somewhat controversial, but yes, fun fact, this is my 4th favorite fighting game of the decade. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is my 4th favorite fighting game of the decade. Heck, it was my number 1 favorite fighting game of the year it came out. Coming in at number 3 released in 2015. Favorite game now of the franchise. Coming in number 3 spot is Mortal Kombat X/XL. Mortal Kombat X is just a lot of fun, and actually, to be honest, Mortal Kombat X has my probably number 2 favorite story mode from any fighting game ever. That's how much I like MKX. Second favorite story mode of any fighting game ever, second only to Injustice 1 story mode, which is superb. Coming in at number 2, even though I can't praise enough MKX, I ended up I've had a ridiculous amount of fun with playing as Shinnok, and I love Shinnok in the game. He reminds me of Emperor Palpatine. And I love playing with Jason Voorhees. It was a lot more fun than I expected. And I've loved Alien as well quite a bit. Which you'd expect a little bit of villain gameplay from MKX also in Villain Theme Month. So look forward to some stuff from Ultra Street Fighter 4 as well as MKX. Besides MK11 and Soul Calibur 6 and stuff. And also, coming at number 2 spot, released in 2013, a debut game on the Xbox One. Coming at number 2 spot, favorite fighting game of the decade is Killer Instinct, the revival to KI, which was my favorite fighting game of the 8th console generation. Number 2 favorite fighting game of this generation was, of course, Marvel Infinite. But my number 2 favorite fighting game of this entire decade is KI. I mean, how can it not be? The game is ridiculously fun, and I still play the game on and off. And may or may not look forward to maybe a little bit of KI in Villain Theme Month. We'll see. But don't be surprised if you don't see a little bit of KI gameplay pop up. Coming in at number 1, I guess you could consider it tied, but it's just 2 versions of the same game. Coming in at number 1 favorite fighting game of the decade, hands down, from Capcom. Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which came in 11, / Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is my number 1 fighting game of the decade, hands down. And it's my favorite Marvel vs. Capcom game. So, congrats Capcom, you did pretty well on the list. You got the number 1 spot, you got 4, you got 6, and also you got a tied spot for 10th as well. So, needless to say, I'm an uber Capcom fan. So with that said, those are my top 10 favorite fighting games of the decade. What are some of your favorite fighting games of this decade, from 2010 to 2019? Curious to hear. And stay tuned next time for these special lists for top 10 RPGs of the 2010s. See you next time. Same YouTube time, same YouTube channel, and happy holidays.